So, there's one other thing I want to say. Um, and I really want y'all to think about this and think about something before you go talking about gang stalking. I really want you to think about this. Would you go to a doctor, police officer, psychiatrist, and tell them and tell them you're, you're hearing V2K, you're hearing ringing in your ears, AI is is controlling you, MK Ultra technology, some kind of technologies is controlling you? Would you go to the doctor and tell them, uh, I, I mean, that people are seeing through my eyeballs and they're reading my thoughts? And would you really go and tell everybody that crap? And if you wouldn't, why wouldn't you? Because think about that. Because you would sound crazy. That sounds crazy. And so the reason why I'm saying this is, why do you think all these people are in all these groups saying these things? Because they're trying to oh, and also microchip. Would you go tell somebody you're microchipped and all that? Well, people do, because I see it in the groups. They tell people everything, but they put all this misinformation into these groups to make you look crazy and sound crazy. Now, the V2K and the ringing in the ear thing, like I said before, some of it I get. Um, I'm not trying to dispute any of y'all and saying any of this is not true. Uh, but what I'm saying is, there's a person doing these things. If y'all want to believe that all that other stuff is true, that I just named microchips and seeing through your eyeballs and AI and reading your mind and all that stuff. If y'all want to think that that's true, fine. I'm not going to try to change your beliefs. But what I want to tell you is, there is somebody doing it, and we already named who's doing it. FBI Fusion Center and Homeland Security, the COPS program, ran by, dished out through the fusion centers, ran by law enforcement. Those are who's doing all that. If they have all that technology, well, those are the ones doing it. Because at the end of the day, you still have to live your life, whether they're really doing that or not, whether you think all that stuff is true or not. And if they have the capability to do all this stuff, and you're out here buying all these tools, scanning your leg, trying to get a chip out, trying to find a chip in your leg, and then going to the doctor trying to get it surgically removed, and trying to prove that they're talking to you in your head, and trying to prove that they can read your mind and it's AI and they can see through your eyes and read your thoughts. You're just wasting your time. Because let's just say, if you do go and you do have a chip, and they remove it, okay, it's been removed, but guess what? You're still in the damn COPS program, and they can just as easily do it again as they did before. They're not going to stop until you start getting out of your head and doing something about it, and not letting it bother you. Because one of the biggest things I have learned is that we can't control what these perpetrators are doing. They're not going to stop. They're going to do it anyway, whether you like it or don't like it, whether you want them to or don't want them to. They're going to do it. And the the most power you have is controlling yourself. If you can control yourself, then everything else is fine. But I'm not perfect, and nobody's perfect. We can't do it 24/7. But I'm not saying give up and don't do nothing about it. But I'm saying is while you're in the process of figuring out the step you're going to take action, you have to focus on controlling you, and not try to prove anything, not try to justify anything, not try to control them and stop them because that's throwing you off from taking care of what needs to be taken care of. And I'm sorry, but I mean, talks and I understand people talk about it all day long in the forums and in the groups and everything. They talk about it all day long. That's all they want to do is talk about it, about this stuff like it's Alcoholic Anonymous. Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's what support groups are for. But if you're in there and your name says you've been a member for 10 years, why do you need 10 years worth of support? You should then have all the support you need, because support is just to help you as you're going along, taking the steps to take care of something, and to relate to other people, and to help give you ideas and understanding to help you to want to take action and do something. And I understand some people need to talk about things to get these things out. And that's fine. That's what support is about. But if you're not going to do anything but talk about it, then you're wasting everybody's time. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I see people talking about how they're scared to expose them. They're scared to make YouTubes. They're scared to say their names. Well, then why are you on here talking about it if you're that scared and you don't want nothing done about your situation, then you need to move on, because it's not going to change until you say their names, until you stand up, until you expose them, until you make a YouTube channel, until you do something about it. Because telling people in the groups their names, that's not helping, because it's other similar people that aren't doing nothing about the situation. So you got to reach out to everybody else and make a video, start exposing it. That's why I'm trying to make these videos to help people understand where I'm coming from, because some people think I notice a lot of people block me in them groups, and I don't care. I don't mean to be an asshole, but I'm just trying to explain why I react and say the things I do, because you have to focus on the bigger picture. You can't sit there and chase your tail between your legs like a damn dog, trying to find a damn microchip and study the AI, the supposed AI that is controlling you. You're never going to figure it out. And then people talking about trying to stop the hacking. How do you stop the hacking? You're not going to stop the hacking, because they're not going to stop hacking you. They're not going to stop. It's law enforcement doing the shit. Do you really think you can stop law enforcement? No. Even if you did, even if it happens to be an app or some kind of malware or a rootkit or something they remotely install on your phone, or however they do it, and you find it and remove it, they're going to put it right back on. I mean, so you're wasting your time. If you happen to get an RFID thing, a big old screen or something to put your phone in, or wrap around you to block any signals and 2G and Stingray signals from getting in, they're going to find another way to hack you. They're not going to stop. And you're not going to be taken out of the program, even if you can stop the hacking. You can't take the RFID shielding stuff that some people put up in their house. You can't take it to work with you. You can't take it in the car with you. And even if you had a case and took it to work, and let's just say you had your phone in an RFID case, took it to work, and they couldn't hack you. Hell, I turned my phone off at work where they can't do it. And guess what? They still fuck with me. They don't need to hack your shit. They don't need to use AI. They don't need to see through your eyeballs and to read your minds. They don't need to do all that shit. Because they got everybody, wherever you go, watching you on the road, following you. They got damn drone up in the air. I've got plenty of videos of that every night, watching you. And of course, like I said, they're hacking your phone, so they don't need AI and seeing through your eyes and reading your mind. But if you want to think that, then that's fine. But if you put all this stuff up to try and stop them from reading your thoughts and reading your mind and seeing through your eyes, they'll find other ways to still fuck with you and use the do gun and all that stuff. Like I said, because people be talking about do guns and stuff and doing them and aiming at their heads from the other side of the room and stuff. Well, like I said, we know who's doing it: law enforcement. It's a law enforcement ran program, and they're giving it to other people to do this stuff with. The people that the FBI fusion centers contract out. However they do that. They're working with the Department of Justice on that. But it's no secret who's doing it. It's people doing it. And if you're using all this RFID to block these do guns and all that, all this shit, the shielding, those are temporary measures. They'll find other ways to do it because you're in a program that you're not getting out of. They're still going to stalk you and harass you. And they're going to do it relentlessly. They're not stopping. So, do gun or not, they're going to do something. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Because at the end of the day, you still have to live your life. You can't live in fear. If you live in fear, you're not going to ever get out of this situation or better your life. And that's what they want. Because I'm gonna tell you, you can't stop the damn government. They got unlimited funds and resources. There ain't no fighting against them. But you can challenge them and file a lawsuit, get your evidence, expose them, make videos. And I for one, I don't want to fight them. Not my country. I'm not a terrorist. But I will continue to expose. and you're not going to get anywhere by trying to go crazy and react like that one guy did that was talking about he was dealing with mind control. That's not what you do, because we'll never get to the bottom of it if people are doing stupid shit like that. That's stupid. I won't do that no way. Ain't nobody gonna push me over the edge and do something stupid. There ain't no way, because there ain't no a reason for that. It's stupid. And they might think they can, and they might try, and they might say eventually I'll break and all that. No, I'm not. I promise you that. Because this program will not be exposed if people keep reacting and going crazy. If you react and go crazy, that's going to that's going to help them keep doing this to people and you, and stop it from getting exposed.